place on earth. Welcome to Comedy Store Tonight, starring Argus Hamilton.
Welcome to the show. Great to see you all. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Argus Hamilton's Comedy Store Tonight. Terrific. Thank you all for showing up. We've got a sensational show tonight, and I'm just glad you're all down here and warm. Everybody warm? Yeah. I don't know, you viewers may not know this, but an Arctic front has just chilled Los Angeles and all of Southern California. Last night up at Big Bear, a woman froze to death walking out to her car, despite repeated warnings from her boyfriend that it's cold outside. Meanwhile, the national retailers report they're having a record holiday Christmas sales in the retail stores this year. Everybody's spending money, but shopping has changed. You know, a recent study said that Amazon is now twice the size of Walmart. Walmart responded by hiring a second checker. The nativity scene is up in front of the Beverly Hills Courthouse down the street. It's very festive. But I've got some information for you. In the original scene 2,000 years ago, the three wise men made it very clear to the baby Jesus that these gifts are for your birthday and for Christmas. Meanwhile, Vanity Fair magazine just cited a survey. I love news about Los Angeles. It says that Los Angeles tops the list of all American cities for being the most obsessed about its image. And I think that applies to all of us, really, you know. Last night I accidentally dialed 911, so I had to set my house on fire so I wouldn't look stupid. Meanwhile, the FBI in Florida arrested a con man in Boca Raton for selling a fountain of youth cream. And this guy has a long criminal history. He'd been arrested in 1830, 1940, and 1960 for selling the same cream. And now for my generation, I know Bobby Collins is here tonight. We, about a week ago, observed a special moment for the assassination of John Lennon 39 years ago in New York. But something much more tragic happened that night. Yoko Ono decided to keep making music. Meanwhile, in news across the pond in the mother country, Prince Andrew's rehabilitation is not going so well. Last night, he dialed 1-800-MISSING-KIDS and asked if they deliver. Can't stay sober unless you go to meetings, Andrew. Meanwhile, Harvey Weinstein, did you see him on Thursday? He entered a courtroom in New York with a walker. Not a street walker, an actual walker. It's amazing. Weinstein checked into Columbia Presbyterian Hospital in New York for back surgery on Friday, and just in time. 15 minutes after he entered the hospital, he took a turn for the nurse. He's in trouble. Yeah, the New York Post on Friday, the New York Post ran photos of Harvey Weinstein with Jeffrey Epstein, Bill and Hillary, and Prince Andrew. And today, Hillary Clinton expressed her profound grief over Harvey Weinstein's death on the operating table next week. Meanwhile, the Muppets, everybody loves the Muppets, are celebrating their 50th anniversary on PBS. Right? And in a very fitting tribute to the late Carol Spinney, the longtime voice of Oscar the Grouch, Time magazine just named an angry puppet its Person of the Year. Yes, Bobby, I knew you'd get that one. I've got a peer in the room. This is cool. This is great. Meanwhile, let's see. Oh, Hunter Biden's wife is pregnant, they announced today, 2 weeks after his stripper girlfriend in Little Rock gave birth to his love child. Yeah, this afternoon, Hunter resigned from the boards of 3 companies to sign a contract with the NBA. But it won't work. It won't work. Hunter obviously can't control his dribbling before he shoots. That's right. But I mean, I love the guy, but there, but by the grace of 33 years of sobriety, go I. Trust me. I mean, just today, Hunter Biden landed on his feet again. Did you hear what happened? Hollywood heard about his cocaine problem and asked him to cater the Golden Globes. Well, let's see. In military news, the United States Navy last week launched our biggest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald Ford. Did you hear about that? And as soon as it got out to sea, it pardoned the USS Richard Nixon. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh, I got it. I know what's going on. We have Congress today voted for the spending bill. I just got this. And Trump got 400 extra miles of border wall in the spending bill today. 400 extra miles of wall. Mexico just offered to pay for the impeachment. Right. But the Playboy, Karen McDougal, the former Playboy Playmate of the Year and Trump's mistress about 10, 15 years ago, she's suing Fox News for defamation. And Trump still reads Playboy, but just for the articles of impeachment. Well, let's see. Oh, this was my favorite photo I've seen on Facebook. Maybe you saw this. Before hosting a bunch of athletes recently, Trump posed for a photograph in the banquet room. Did you see this? With 400 Big Macs, 400 Whoppers, 400 boxes of KFC chicken. I mean, if anything, Democrats should impeach him for obstruction of arteries. Well, the House Judiciary Committee on Thursday debated for 14 hours without coming up with a vote until the next morning. 14 hours they argued and haggled. It looked like a brand new recovery meeting for people who can't control their talking. It's called On and On and On and On. There we go, good. But what got me was that President Trump, get this, he secured funding for the Space Force. He got the trade treaty with China, and he ended and finished up the trade deal with Canada and Mexico all on Friday. All on Friday. Aside from the Democrats voting to hang him from the highest tree that morning, it was the best day of his presidency. Right now, California lawmakers, this is the truth, okay? A lot of Californians in the room, this is the truth. California lawmakers right now are considering a bill that would place California's homeless population on cruise ships parked just offshore. And life on the streets is littered with filth and dysentery and overcrowding. So it's like they're already on a cruise ship. But they'll like their new environment. It's like a new lease on life. But poor comedians, picture comedians saying to each other, "Hey, I'm booked all summer on Derelict of the Sea." Gee. Well, anyway, so Pat Robertson, Reverend Pat Robertson, I can't believe this, finally came out in favor Sunday of same-sex marriage. Yeah, he said he and his wife have been having the same sex for 65 years. And finally, this is my favorite news item of all. Chick-fil-A restaurants agreed to stop making donations to right-wing Christian organizations thanks to protests from the LGBT community. Right? The restaurant will mark the occasion by launching their new Chick-on-Chick filet sandwich. I like that one. We got a great show tonight. Francisco Ramos, Bobby Collins, Steve Ranazzi, and Sebastian Manacusco. Did I say that right? We'll be right back. You guys are a great crowd. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you here.